Greetings, YouTube. This was past tense. Our clothing rack for drying clothing. This right here is bent. This is rectangular tubing, and I'm never going to get that straight. Ever. I mean, I could replace that, but it'd be a lot of work. And it's just going to mean the kitten is going to climb out again because Moon Pie is the one that broke this. She jumped up on it, put all of her weight on one end, and just pulled the entire rack right over. And this is what we ended up with. And I had planned on just going out to get another one of these, or something very similar. But of course that presents the same problem. She's just going to break it again. So my wife had a brilliant idea. And here we go. This is my wife's brilliant idea. This is a shoe rack, which has bars. Now, if normally you put shoes in like this, and you could put, like 6 shoes across there. But we got, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 hangers here. Now, obviously, I'm going to put thinner things back here, like t-shirts and stuff, in this gap, and then have them, I'll start at the bottom, and I'll overlap them like shingles. And it is going to mean that they may take a little bit longer to dry than they would have on the other. But I have a lot of t-shirts, and most of the t-shirts that end up in here are work shirts. And I have enough work shirts that I can easily go 2 weeks before I need to get the ones that are currently drying back. So they'll have a full week to hang up here at least, which is plenty of time to dry, even in the humid weather. And this mesh bag here is where we have to put our socks, because if we put our socks on the old rack and hang them, she would just pull them off. So I may see if I can hang the socks on this with her not pulling them out. Because so far we haven't seen her climb on this. We haven't seen her try. So that's a good thing. I'd like to be able to hang the socks up because they dry a whole lot faster. You put them in that mesh bag and they take a long time to dry, but she can't pull them off and scatter them all over the floor. So yes, a lot of my life in the last year has been all about how to mitigate problems that my kitten has created. Someday Mandarin is going to shuffle off her mortal coil and we're going to go through the kitten thing all over again. I'm hoping that Moon Pie is still young and they can wear each other out. We'll see what happens. Mandarin is 19. We'll see how much longer she can go. So yeah, this is pretty much straightforward. These things fold up, so theoretically you could fold this out of your way. We're not going to do that. My only concern is that this is plastic, so I don't know how much this is going to take for weight. I do wring out the clothing a lot. I put it on a high spin because it's less energy to do a high spin than it is to dry things in the dryer. Because there are things that go in the dryer. About half our clothes end up on this rack and the rest goes in the dryer. Like the jeans and things like that get dried in the dryer. So the things that go in the rack are going to be as dry as I can get them with our technology. So we'll see how it goes. Now I'm going to throw a clip in here at the end of this video to show you what it looks like once it has clothing on it. Now, which means I now have to go and do laundry. Okay, so here we are post-wash. So I put t-shirts in the back. I actually could have put one more t-shirt at the top. I just realized I didn't need to because I actually had plenty of hangers today. So there's one t-shirt on the bottom on the outside, and then these 2 long sleeve things, which I've just hung the sleeves on the outside so they get a little more air. But each of the back hooks has a single t-shirt on it, and again I've shingled them so one is laying in front of the other. And I am able to get the socks on their own hangers without having to use the mesh bag, and I don't think Moon Pie can get to them. I actually did some counting, and this has 16 rods on it, and the one that Moon Pie broke had 14 rods, and we weren't even using the bottom couple because they were so close to the ground. She would just reach up and grab things and pull it onto the floor. So there's still a slight chance she might do that here. We're going to find out. Again, this is the first day I've used this thing. But yeah, I am quite happy with how this turns out. I'm going to see how it dries. So I'll monitor this like tomorrow and see how close they are to being dried. Because the clothing did overlap to a certain extent on the other rack too. So we're not really having a great deal more contact from piece of clothing to piece of clothing. And the dark socks up there are mine. The other ones are my wife's. So there you have it, folks. This is our latest attempt at cat thwarting. Let's hope it works.